want to switch. Weird. Okay. New year. We're still late. I'm still having weird technical difficulties. So I guess it's the same old podcast, right? So we had a little holiday off, as you guys know. I felt no need to jump on here and do holiday episodes when I'm sure everybody was spending time with family. So we've been away for a little bit. And Jesse was just actually telling us in the green room about how he's in the process of spending all of his money on fishing licenses to get ready for tournaments this year.
Yep.
Did they release a full schedule yet? Do you have that out or no?
Not an official one, just that one that I had showed you before so far.
Gotcha.
Like they were still waiting on permitting and stuff like that. Oh,
dude, permits are such a nightmare with that stuff. I'm going to be doing a lot of I luckily have to do permits with the jigs and big stuff because it's online. So technically there's no permits because it's nationwide.
Yeah.
But we're in talks about doing a live championship or a live couple live events like Massachusetts or Vermont. And see, Massachusetts doesn't really have permits either. They don't really do permits. You do a permit, but there's no fees, and it's just basically so that they know how many people are going to be there.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Unlike Vermont, where you have to file it up to 30 days in advance and blah, 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 and report all the fit. Dude, the worst part of doing tournaments when I was doing sleigh is you have to submit this freaking document after about all the fish catches, how many inches were for first place, how many inches were for second, because you're doing the biologist job.
Yep.
Yeah. And then you had to tell them how many of each species, right?
Wow.
Yeah.
Hopefully Fishing Game's not watching, but they were all smallmouth every time.
Jeez.
It's just you know what? I'm not keeping track. I didn't document it in the sheet. I was like, I'm not keeping track of that. But
right. It's tough.
Well, I mean, a couple of those were obviously all smallmouth. I don't think there's anything other than smallmouth in freaking up in Salem.
Well, I'm trying to think. I don't think there was a lake.
Oh, Salem had the lunker was a largemouth.
Right, what I'm saying is I don't think there was a lake that I kind of got away with it because I don't think there was any lakes that didn't have smallmouth that we did tournaments on.
Right. No, every lake had smallmouth.
Every lake we did had both species.
I don't know. Did anybody get a largemouth at Carmine? I don't think they did. So you probably were legit on that one.
No, because the one I did catch one.
Yeah.
But I called it.
Yeah.
So
how big was the lunker at Salem?
What did he get at a 19 or something? He killed us.
I think it was a 20.
Yeah, it might have been a 20. He got
I'm pretty sure it was a 20 because I'm pretty sure Kent had said it was the first time he'd ever gotten lunker and it was a legit. And he got it dude, fucking 10 minutes before the end of the event too.
Yeah.
He got it by the ramp on the way back through. He stopped and fished. He stopped on that grass flat on the ramp side.
Right.
Yeah.
We were all there. We were all fishing there too. The whole fucking trail
was all about timing
up and down that shoreline.
Dude, it's all about timing. When I was fishing Spectacle, it's I knew the bite window, there's no morning bite. If you wanted to start getting you'd get a couple of small ones here and there, but it was very random and slow. But I figured, last year the bite window was basically from probably 11:30 till about 3, and then another one started around 5:30 and then ended at 8.
See, that's something funny. It's actually a good topic to talk about is there's some lakes around me specifically that the bite window is from 12 to 4.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's pressure windows. I think it's pressure based. I really do. I think what it is lakes that Bombazine, for perfect example, and that's a lake I'm not afraid of blowing up, so I'll say it. Bombazine is one of those lakes that fish is really good early. Mm-hmm. Daylight, fish is really good. Right before dark, fish is really good. But there is a window between 11 and 2 where you will catch them, and I think a lot of it has to do with there's less human presence at those times. So they get into they're like deer where they get conditioned to.
Well, I bet if you started night fishing there, you'd probably get quite a few bites too.
I'm trying. This is ridiculous, and this is how my content creator brain works. I've Googled Amazon night vision goggles.
Yeah. Dude, you don't even need that. Just put green lights on.
Well, I need to be able to see, and when you run the green lights, you can't see a fucking thing.
Really? Because I can see perfectly fine with green light.
But I have to have them on my face because of the camera. See, if I'm shining them away from me, yeah, it's fine. But when they're coming at you, I can't see the lake anymore. It doesn't screw your night vision up. Like if you turn them off, you can then readjust.
Yeah.
But what I've learned is if I try to when I hold up a fish and I have the green light on, and then I put the fish down, I can't see where the hell I'm casting at that point. Because I'm actually putting on the arm of my my back camera arm, I'm going to be mounting another set of lights. So I get that light kind of out in behind me so I can shine it at where I'm fishing. Because my home lake, you will murder topwater fish in the dark.
Oh yeah.
Because where I'm fishing, and Chris knows exactly where this is, it's all bullfrogs.
Yeah.
So when you're in there, it's all padded out. It's 150 yards of pads in shallow water. And when you go there at dark, all you hear is bow, bow, bow all night long. So if you go out there, dude, you go out there with a fucking topwater frog and throw it on top of those pads, you can't even, it's actually the funnest way to fish because you can't see the bite, but you hear the bite. Because you just twitch, whoosh, and you're like, what was that? Or the real thing, and this is how you know whether somebody's a real bass fisherman for topwater or not, is the big ones don't make that noise.
Yeah.
The big ones make that like that popping noise. They don't come out of the water. They take the water to them.
Yeah, it's like
they come up. It's the craziest thing when you see it too, because you actually see the water like displace underneath your bait. It's just bloop. It's the coolest thing. Chris has got a lake near him that the topwater bite there can get pretty sneaky too.
Yeah, I don't know. I had a 6-pounder that blew up what made jitterbug pretty good this past summer. So,
dude, and that's the other thing is topwater. Like a lot of guys don't do it enough. I don't think because they think it's only a certain time of the year.
Where we were ice fishing.
Yeah,
spook. Throw a spook out there. They'll knock that spook 6 feet in the air.
Dude, smallmouth are so fun on topwater.
Yeah.
Buzzbait or freaking spook, especially spook because the slow movement of it, dude. They, like you said, I've had them do it to me. Not there. I haven't caught any on that particular lake there, but lakes around me, I've had like them literally. I've almost hit myself with the bait because I set the hook, but they like launched the bait instead of hitting the hooks. They like nosed it into the air. Yeah, that is probably one of the funnest ways of. I get giddy, anytime I get a topwater fish. It's just fun to just see that happen.
Absolutely.
It's probably one of the most. It's also probably one of the most dangerous because especially with a topwater like a frog that's like floating. Right. Because if you set that hook too early, you're now created a projectile that's coming back at you.
Well, it's also dangerous when you're using a treble hook bait, especially that you get them in the boat and that bass decides he wants to start thrashing all of a sudden. You better be paying attention or you're gonna be hurting real quick.
I will say they do work really good, and I actually got to get some more. As Mustad makes weedless trebles.
Oh.
So they have like the metal wire keepers, kind of like the weedless wackies.
Yeah.
So they wrapped the wire around the main shaft, and then there's like a little finger for each treble.
Huh.
Those are sneaky for choppos or whopper ploppers. Yeah. Because you kind of always want to run those in fairly shallow areas, and a lot of times there's those wisps of grass that are just not quite above the surface, but just low enough that when you run that thing through there, the freaking trebles get caught on it and it distorts that thing and prevents it. Or with spooks, the same thing. Sometimes you want to work a spook over top of, submergent grass, but those little wisps will get it caught in the hooks and then it's all tangled.
Yeah.
And those weedless trebles are sneaky. You can get them on, like, what is that? Like Tackle Warehouse, not Tackle Warehouse, but like Lure Works or one of those, like Tackle Direct or one of those places that have like bulk hooks and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Mustad makes them in there, and they're basically a triple grip style hook, but then they got the thing on them. They're kind of a neat little thing. I played around with them a little bit because what I would also do with my take the front hook off.
Oh,
it's not.
Does it not roll?
It doesn't. The Chapo won't.
Okay, the cheaper
River to Sea will roll. I don't give a shit what you do with the River to Sea. That thing rolls anyway. But the Chapo, they made them wider and they plane different.
Yeah.
So you can get away with it, and it keeps that because that front. Now, granted, you are screwing up your hookup ratio because a lot of times they T-bone that thing.
Yeah. So
you are missing out on hookup ratio, but I don't know. I play around with. I experiment with all kinds of stuff. I bought a freaking bait mold that I haven't even used yet. I still haven't used that freaking mold I bought. That may become a springtime thing. Dude, you know what it is? Is I got ice fishing way early. So normally what I do is I stop fishing. This year I stopped a little bit later than I did last year in November. And I usually have about a month or two even before I get safe ice. So that's when I go out and I grab the old Vivor diesel heater, run out to my little redneck shed I have out back, and I pour plastics and do all that stuff. And they basically, that's what I would stock up on all the stuff that I'm going to use for the year. But this year I started fishing before Christmas. So I ended up not doing it yet. I'm going to be probably doing it more during the week. But Michael Bradley, so kind of a loaded question on this one. I would be, but so I'm still technically pro staff with them. I still like their products, so don't think like that's the problem. It's that they really abandoned the pro staff. They transitioned over to more commercial fishermen and like pros, and they're not really doing anything with the regular front end pro staff. Like they haven't. I have an email out from 4 months ago that they still haven't even responded to. So realistically, I still have a code, and if you guys want to use it to save money, but I'm not promoting them as much anymore because I really haven't seen the point because they're not really reciprocating in any way. So I've actually looked at a couple other like NACO and a couple other of those like similar terminal brands, but it really hasn't been this time of year too. It's weird because I always kind of go through a flux of like, there's a few brands that I work with that like Fish Extreme. I'm buying their rods regardless. So it's not hard to talk about them. It's not like it's a stretch for me to have to go buy stuff and then talk about it because it's a rod. It's like you're always going to end up wanting another medium heavy fast or medium, or you're going to want another spinning rod or a different length, or it's really not hard to talk about rods. And a lot of the other companies that I work with are kind of just like dark horse. It's just baits, it's this cool stuff that I buy that I find that you can't get in other places. So they do have reels. I looked into them. I'm actually still thinking about buying one, Michael, just so you know. There is 3 varieties of reels. I will admit I'm very picky with companies that are starting to make reels. Making reels is an art form. And if you don't believe it, look at Cast King, because their initial products sucked. But their new ones I got 3-4 of them. You know, they have good stuff now. It took them a while to dial that in. You know, it's not an easy. Not everybody can be Daiwa and Shimano. You know, it's and honestly, the funny part about it is Daiwa and Shimano specifically, they basically have 2 reels, because what Daiwa does is they make a high-end reel, they make it cheaper, they release it again as a different name, then they take that and they move that down to the next category. So when you start getting like your CA80, it's got a lot of the same components of 3 years ago's Tatula.
Yeah.
It's just they've come out with something better, so then they slowly work it way back down into the economy line, which is good, because when you're getting a CR80, for example, you're getting the equivalent of 3 years ago's high-end reel at $50-$60.
Yeah.
So you're getting a quality reel. Now, granted, they're going to give you a little bit cheaper handle, and it's going to be made of plastic instead of that cast aluminum stuff. But the components and the bearings and all that are the good stuff. So that's where those companies really excel, is they make a good product and then they just work it down in price to get it down to the economy. And then what you're getting in the economy line is honestly better than some of the higher end on other brands.
Right.
But
that's the thing people don't understand. And another thing people don't understand is there's only a few factories that make reels in the world.
I think there's like 4.
Yeah, it's 4 or 5 depending on who you talk to. Same thing with most rod planes. Same thing. There's only 3 to 5, really good factories that make most rod planes, other than custom rolled rod planes.
It's cold up here. I forgot to turn the heat on. So for those of you who don't know, my house was built in the 1900s, and I have no heat upstairs. It's all pass-through vent style. So I left my door shut in my office. So it's cold. So I just threw the hood on. And honestly, a hat looks weird anyways with this, because then it like does this. So yeah, me and Chris went ice fishing, dude. That was fun. That was interesting for sure. It was you think it was worth it to go out there and catch a little dinker walleyes?
I mean, hey, I just, like I told you, I'll go out with you anytime just to hang out.
Yeah.
So it was fun, and to get you on your first one through the ice, that was cool. I know it wasn't very big, and
yeah,
we lost something that was pretty big, man. I still,
dude, I could tell too. I was editing that video yesterday. I was playing around with some of the footage.
That thing
and it was like, and you saw me like, I stood up, and then I saw you pull on the line, and you could tell like the way when you see it enough, you see somebody's hands, and when they're like involuntarily like getting pulled down, you're like, oh, and I need to run over there and see what's going on.
I never thought about it. I think the swivel might have got caught going back through the ice.
So
because I know I was giving it slack, and all of a sudden it just stopped, and I'm like, because
of that, actually tomorrow I have all my tip ups are inside.
Nice. Get them thawed out. They were froze.
Dude, they were froze. I put them in the thawing tub, which my wife gets real mad about, because my bathtub becomes a thawing space for ice fishing stuff. I'm gonna retile my leaders.
Yeah.
Because I think some of those have been on all season, and I usually retie them every couple weeks. Right. Because again, I'm using Berkeley big game, and it's cheap. It's not a big deal to just cut off another length of it. But I think what happens is I think the knots get like frozen and unfrozen, and it weakens that plastic, and then and that's the downside to using the barrel swivel and not just doing a direct to braid knot, is that you create 2 knots, and it's another weak point.
It's good to have that swivel point.
I love that barrel swivel, because the problem I've had without it is that the freaking shiners do this, and they create a shit ton of line twist, and then it just kinks that line up. And you'd be surprised how many times, I don't know how they do it, it's an amazing feat that I've never understood, shiners can manage to tie knots and loops.
Absolutely.
So like you'll pull a shiner up on your leader, and there'll be 2 loops in the middle of your leader line, because they somehow got up and back through it or looped it or something. and it ties a knot, and then it creates a big time weak point. And when you get a big pike on, or a big walleye that fights, or even honestly a smallmouth that isn't pinned to the stupid flag, we had that was probably a 15, 16.
Oh, at least a 16. Yeah, solid.
We had like a 16-inch smallie, Jesse, on a tip up and didn't even know it because the flag never went off.
Poor little guy was black.
He was messing with you.
He was down there for a while. So literally I said to Chris, why don't we pick up those 2 tip ups, because we haven't had any action on them at all. He goes over to I'm picking up another one. I'm over on a whole different other tip up, and he goes, dude, there's a smallmouth on this.
Flag
I was like,
off, nothing.
What? Yeah, didn't. That's a thing too with smallmouth, which is crazy. Normally, what I find is smallmouth typically rock the tip up.
Yeah,
because they go. So it's really funny when you start, and I've been watching a bunch of my like footage, and like I constantly am saying, oh, I think it's a pike, because of the way they run. But like smallmouth kind of act like pike, but what they do is they run. They take off as soon as you get them close to the hole. They sprint back out again, and then you get them close to the hole, and then they sprint back down again. Smallmouth do a ton of head shakes.
Yeah.
When you hook a smallmouth, it's like they're going all over the hole. They're trying to take off in multiple directions. So I'm surprised that we didn't see, because a lot of times you'll see like when you come up on a polar style tip up, it'll be doing this.
Right.
Well, how fast were you pulling it up? Because maybe the fish was just like, yeah, whatever.
That's the thing, is we didn't see it at all. But the problem is the line was caught in the spool, so he was just basically suspended and just waiting for us to pull him up and let him go. And he was hooked in the like I don't know how the hell we did it. Yeah. He was hooked on the outside of the nose, like a nose piercing. Like it was like
it was crazy.
It's almost like he ate the bait and then went to spit it out, and it came out and hooked him in the nostril.
Yeah, because the hook was not in his mouth whatsoever. Like if that was a tournament fish, it wouldn't have been legal. It was literally completely out of his. The whole shank, the bend, everything was out of his face.
Jeez.
Yeah, it was the funniest thing. Like I actually had that was like the third one that I had like that, because I had one the previous day on Dunmore the same way.
Yeah, those tip-offs were just so froze, man. They
were bad.
Yeah.
It took them a while to thaw out.
Oh, yeah, I'll bet. I mean, some of them were underwater and they didn't ever thaw out the whole day.
Yeah.
You know? It was that cold, though. I mean, we couldn't even keep the ice off the inside of the shanty.
Dude, we were forming ice on the inside of the shanty with the heater on.
It was so cool.
Yeah, like literally it wasn't just the windows, there was actually fog inside from the moisture from the propane was actually freezing to the inside of the shanty. That's actually something I probably should do too, is I should probably bring that inside too.
Yeah.
I took my auger like 4 hours.
Did it?
To finally like get somewhat thawed.
Yeah.
And I ended up not fishing on Sunday, so.
Oh, you didn't go?
No, I ended up staying home. What's funny is like, dude, open water, I'm like every day I'm out, regardless of weather. People will be like, I work with a lot of like, non-redneck people. I actually made the realization, like I'm a blue collar mentality in a white collar environment, but like like I would talk about, I'm gonna go fishing on Friday, and they're like, well, isn't it supposed to rain on Friday? And I'm like, yeah, I got rain gear. And they're like, yeah, but we're supposed to get like an inch of rain. I'm like, yeah, skin's waterproof, it's fine. Like
I don't know.
They'll be like, well, yeah, I heard there was 40-mile-an-hour winds this weekend. I'm like, yeah, which direction?
Right.
Because
I know where I can go.
Exactly. That's the thing, is you get to the point where like, okay, well, if it's a west wind, I can go here. And if it's an east wind, I can go there. And you just got to know what bay you can tuck yourself into. And actually, honestly, my home lake, when it's like 20+ mile-an-hour winds, it's the best it'll ever fish. It's just that's how that lake breaks down.
Yeah, you get closer to the fish.
Well, your home lake's like that too. Yeah. There's places where I've noticed when it's really windy. Yeah. It's good fishing in general, but I've noticed when it's really windy, you have bigger selection of baits. And I think it's because the water's so clear.
Yeah.
They can't see you, and you get a little bit more reaction style baits because when the water, when you're bluebird sky, dude.
Yeah. And some of those flats, when the waves are bouncing a little, those flats get a little dirtier, cloudier.
Yeah.
And that turns them on. They feed up big time.
Yeah. What's funny is I'm kind of debating on going back up there on Sunday.
Yeah. I mean, and we didn't even do any working because it was so damn cold. And we could have worked them harder too,
We could have set up, and I was originally planning on like doing a setup and then slightly moving.
Yeah.
But
freaking non-resident New Hampshire license, $63.
Yeah, that's what I was saying, dude. I couldn't remember what it was. It was like $25 for like a 2-day.
Oh my god! 1 day is 15,
and that's just the the season freshwater,
right?
Yep. If you want the saltwater endorsement on top of it, I think it's like
saltwater, clamming, all that shit. I'm like, holy fuck, dude.
Yeah. Because like in Massachusetts, out in the Cape, you actually have to have both if you fish certain places. Because if you're in the brackish, then you have to have both.
Yeah, makes sense.
But yeah, dude, that's what I was saying, dude. I went up to New Hampshire, and I screwed myself on the New Hampshire one because I went to New Hampshire 3 times and bought day licenses each time.
Oh,
because every time I went, I thought I was only going to go for one more day.
Right.
So I'll probably end up buying a Massachusetts license this year just because I'm going to end up fishing with Bobby a bunch.
Yeah.
So
I don't think Mass is horrible, is it?
40 something.
Yeah.
Mass is stupid though, because you have to pay if you're not a resident, you have to pay for one of those like stamps.
Oh.
Like wildlife stamp or some fucking thing. They make you buy it if you're a non-resident.
Gotcha.
But at the end of the day, like I go down there. I'm actually thinking about going down there and doing some ice fishing too, but I got to see what's going on with the situation I was talking with you guys about in the green room. But I'm, Saturdays and Sundays, if I go down on like a Saturday, and I'm thinking about like driving down, fishing Saturday with Joe ice fishing, and then like ice camping with Bobby somewhere in my truck.
Yeah.
But because theoretically, if everything goes according to plan, next weekend, the adventurer from New Jersey,
should be up.
The Jersey Devil is coming up from. I hope she watches this and hears me call her the Jersey Devil and gets pissed and calls me. Because she's the type that would call me and go, "You called me the fucking Jersey Devil on the podcast?" The not so co-host is supposed to be coming up next weekend.
Nice. Oh, we should get her up there, and we should.
So the plan is to, if everything, like I said, if it all hashes out, I'm supposed to have Tuesday, the 20th through the whole weekend off.
Nice.
And she's coming up Saturday, Sunday, the 17th, 18th. And we're planning on fishing around here because she's got, I think, her brother, a bunch of people, like a couple people are coming with her for the first part.
Oh, cool.
So she's going to park the bus in my driveway, hook up to my power and charge and stuff. Because she actually got a diesel heater, like I have, to heat the bus with. So she has an extra heat source. It's not just the wood stove. It makes my, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So the wife's like,
hard to walk around the auger.
Makes it difficult to shower. My tub one's filled with tip ups and all.
Don't step on that thing. It's sharp.
Yeah. Dude, those things are ridiculous. Right. But yeah, so she's supposed to come up Saturday, Sunday. We're gonna fish local, and then I
got plenty of room in my driveway for her to park and plug into.
So we may, depending on how rough Carmi's driveway is.
Yeah.
The state side.
Yeah.
We might bring her bus up to your house.
Yeah. I mean,
because
more than welcome. She can plug in, Then she has a place.
Yeah, we might cheat the system and just park in your driveway, but still camp out there just to do the camping thing, just to do the footage. But
yeah,
it may be you may find if it's real cold, you may be getting a call from me.
I was gonna say at midnight you can come in.
yeah, exactly.
If it was cold like the other day out in that damn shanty, you will be coming in.
Yeah, exactly. No, I was gonna talk to her about it because I mean I like the camping in the truck thing. It's kind of fun, but if it's -6 again, it's nah. It's a little hard to heat that truck up enough to.
Well, it ain't worth it, man. And you're taking a chance at that point, you know?
Yeah. So the only thing nice about it, the reason why we like to do it though, is it's kind of nice to go out, set the shanty up, leave the shanty up overnight. Because we didn't even bring everything off the water. I left my tip ups in there.
Right.
I brought the minnows and the auger back, and that was just because the auger blades had gotten frozen.
Right.
Dude, it's the funniest thing too. I got to do more footage of like being in the truck. So like I'm sleeping with fucking minnows like right next to my head.
Right.
So like I'm laying there and I hear like the aerator blah, 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 blah. I've got the heater running outside. I've got an auger next to me. I've got tip ups laying like out on the other side because basically my cot takes up about a little over half of the truck bed.
Yeah.
So then the other half has my auger, my batteries that I'm charging everything back up with, my baits, which are being run by that aerator battery thing I have.
Right.
But I bring all those in because if I left them out overnight, it's all going to be froze. I'm not going to do anything in the morning. Right. But like literally at one point, I rolled over when I was at Carmi last year and stuck my hand right in the fucking bait bucket and woke up with my hand all wet. And it smells so bad in there because of the fucking minnows and all the like. Because I mean, I strip down a little bit. I take off my like bibs and try to hang them best I can.
Right.
But like they're still frozen. Like no matter what, they're still almost in the same position when you take them off as when you put them back on in the morning. But I'm all about that like stupid stuff like that. Like when I go camping without the wife, like I just sleep in the back of my truck.
Right.
I don't set up a hole. And honestly, dude, the funniest part was it was colder at Brighton for that Salem tournament.
Yeah.
I was colder for that.
That morning was cold.
Than I was for fucking ice fishing.
I mean, remember, look at the steam that was coming off that place. We were talking to each other and you couldn't see each other.
Dude, I couldn't find Bear.
Right.
I couldn't find him for the first like 30 minutes after he'd left because I had no idea where he was. I couldn't see him.
Right.
That was nuts. Like that
was nuts.
That fog is always, I actually kind of like fishing in that fog, but it's kind of scary too because it's like you could easily get killed with a boat and no one would have any idea.
Luckily, that little place, you could have heard them coming.
Yeah, exactly.
And when it's that foggy, it's so still.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, no, I'm planning on, I got a lot of plans for next summer if everything kind of pans out. My plan is to try to do some weekends. I do have that trip to the St. Lawrence again. It's booked. I got to get time off and stuff for that still. But that is, St. Lawrence is a place that I have a big chip on my shoulder about. Like that, dude, drive all the way up there to fish the smallmouth Mecca, you know, in the Northeast and catch a fucking walleye.
Right.
Like derp walleye on a, granted, it was the first time I caught a walleye open water.
There you go.
But not the target species at the St. Lawrence River.
Right.
So, but yeah, I'm going on. And that's the week I'm going up is opening week.
Oh.
So it's basically Father's Day weekend.
You'll be good there. You'll be able to find them.
Yeah,
up on the flats.
Well, Chris Mellowship was telling me, like he says he actually has more success with the kayak, which makes sense because what I learned about the St. Lawrence is you have to drift. You have to drift when you fish. You can't spot lock. You can't sit in one spot. You have to just work with the current. You can't fight the current. So what I figured out was and it's something that, again, we were in a boat and we were learning. So there's nothing we could do to really deviate from what we were doing once we learned it. But there's some spots that we fished the second day with Chris that like I can definitely get into in my kayak. It's a little bit of a pedal. It's gonna be a little bit of work with the whole current and having to pedal against it and all that.
Yeah.
But I think with the kayak, you're gonna be able to position better and just stay on a pattern and basically cast out, and you either drag a drop shot or you work like a moving, deeper diving bait. But he showed us a lot of shallow bays, some marinas and stuff.
That's what I was going to ask. Aren't there some good, even on the river, there's some really big bays that have flats, right?
There is. And it's really weird because it's stupid deep in the middle. The main part of the channel is stupid deep. But then the edges aren't that deep. And there was a lot of places that, as a largemouth predominantly fisherman, I'm going to be able to do some damage with some largemouth too. Yeah. And I guarantee you there's some big largemouth in there just based on the feed.
Oh yeah, they used to slay the largemouth in the tournaments until everybody started running the freaking 2 days down to the lake, you know.
And I think for me, I do think that the forward-facing sonar is going to be huge. We didn't have that with Bobby. We just had, you know, down imaging. We had down imaging, side imaging. So like not having forward-facing sonar, I will say that is going to be a player because you can see where there is schools. So you can kind of coast and just scan while you're coasting. Because, dude, the drum in there were fucking ridiculous. Like 30 pounders just laying on rocks in there. So I could see where in the spring when they're kind of more active and we were in a weird time combined with weird weather, combined with like we literally were there and tournament anglers weren't catching fish. So, I mean, it's I felt better about it. But at the same time, I'm going to be putting some time in up there. My PB Northern Stream. Nice. Yeah. See, I could definitely see like, dude, the pike in there aggressive, like everything in there. It's just one of those places. It's Champlain. It's another. That's the thing I kind of realized big time. You know, was like it's Champlain. Yeah. You got to think about it differently. You just got to think about it as
Champlain, a little clearer and faster moving water.
Faster moving water. So, and that's where kind of brings me to next year is without counting trips, like I'm only going to be limited on how much travel I can really do because, you know, I do have to work. But Champlain is going to be on my ticket a lot more next year. I really want to spend more time on Champlain, learn it, figure it out, get some more knowledge, and just...
Yeah, I'd love to get on Champlain too because I haven't been on there in probably over a decade, so...
Dude, it's been a couple years since I fished it for bass. I mean, I went once with Bobby, and like, I mean, I kind of fished it because I went out the Lamoille and kind of went out and dabbled for 20 minutes and came back in. I mean, that's Champlain, but I wasn't really. I mean, I didn't go out on the main lake really.
No, you weren't fishing anything productive at all.
So I wasn't anywhere near anything cool. So I think I'm gonna. The boat, I literally have like money set aside to get the boat running, and once I get that boat running, that's pretty much. If you guys are watching my footage in the summertime, if I'm in the boat, it's a pretty good chance it's going to be probably Champlain because most of the lakes around me, with the exception of Bombazine, maybe Dunmore, I don't need the boat. I can do it all from the kayak, and honestly, I prefer. Certain lakes I prefer fishing from the kayak because boat positioning is easier in the kayak than it is to try to get the boat to spin around the right direction.
To be by that Rachel motor, you'll find.
Speaking of the boat, when do you want that motor by?
Yeah, I gotta get the main motor fixed first. That's what I'm waiting on first. Once I can propel it forward, then we'll worry about going side to side and going up banks. But it's definitely still in my mind.
The reason I ask is because it's going to be dependent on whether or not I actually register because my registration ran out on the Blue Sky. So,
gotcha.
So if you're going to end up taking that motor before I get on the water, then, let me know ahead of time. Or if not, then
it may not be, dude, because honestly, I'm looking at like early season. Like, I probably won't have my boat running realistically till June.
Oh, okay. All right, then just go ahead and re-register my boat.
Yeah, because the problem I have is I have to have the money before I bring it to the boat doctor.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm gonna have to buy a battery because the battery I have is just a freaking deep cycle marine lead acid that works great for a 40-something pound thrust.
Well,
old school.
Funny thing is I actually just bought a brand new battery to go with that.
Did you?
24. It's a Life PO4. It's a lithium. It's a 24 volt, 100 amp.
That's pretty much what I'm gonna end up running.
Oh, you don't need any more than that.
No, that's pretty much my plan is. My plan is to rig the motor. So I'm actually rigging the trolling motor. I'm going to be putting the batteries up front because my boat, the way it's designed, it's got basically spot for 2 batteries in the back, one cranking and one 12 volt. But I'm going to rig it so that I can put a battery in the front. I'm going to buy an additional. Well, what I'm going to start with is a 24 volt 100 amp, and then I'm going to look into getting a second one at some point for doing long trips, so that if I am going to fish, 4-day weekend. No, you don't think so?
No, my dad's. I'm trying to remember if we bought him 260s or 240s, but I can go 2 days.
Really?
Solid without even doesn't touch them.
Because the other thing I thought about doing, honestly, is getting one of them Predator generators and just charging it when I'm camping. Just hook a generator up to it, charge it up. But
So here's the deal: you can either take that battery, or if you want, because the way the Recon motor works is it can go off a 24 or 30 volt.
Yeah, it has a switcher on it or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's up to you if you want that battery to go with it.
Yeah, I can. Like I said, I'll definitely be in talks because it all comes down to. If I bring it to the boat doctor and he's like, it's $500-600 to fix it, haha, like that ever happens. Let's be honest. That's why it hasn't been fixed. I've had money to fix it, but it's like I'm always sticker shy. Like I'm always like,
does your boat stand for bring another 1,000 or something?
Yeah, dude. It's and that's the thing is I don't know. I know it's got seal problems because it's got water in it. So it's got, you're at least replacing all the seals, head gaskets. And once you start, the problem with boats is, and this is just from working for the longest time I know from having boats growing up, is once you pop that lower unit off of the upper unit, there's always shit in there that wear parts that needed to be replaced that no one ever looked at. And once you start popping that apart, that's when they start finding this bearing and this bushing and this gear and this thing and that thing that's broken. It's always like that. So I'm kind of being tentative about. I want the big motor fixed. The troll motor on there sucks, but it works to get me to A to B to be able to fish with it until I can afford to upgrade.
Yep.
And then because eventually I will have spot lock and all of that. It's just getting there. Plus, some idiot keeps spending stupid money on ice fishing stuff and not saving his money. So,
tell that guy to fucking smarten up, huh?
Dude, I haven't had an Amazon order in a week and a half, so you should be proud of me.
Shaking.
I'm like, yeah, I'm in Amazon Anonymous. We have meetings on Wednesdays after the podcast, so if you guys want to come, yeah, no, I was spending. I bought so much stuff for ice fishing, but it's funny because I told Chris, I was like, yeah, I don't really take ice fishing seriously. That I show up and I've got the biggest jet sled fucking loaded down with 100 pounds of equipment, and
then we were walking back. I kept having to stop. I'm like, dude, you all right back there?
Dude, I was. Well, the problem
in our face, dude.
So the wind was in our face, and I still had I'm pretty sure I had a low grade sinus infection. I got over it without antibiotics.
Both sleds had ice froze to the bottom of them.
Dude, I'm still throwing chunks out of that thing.
I'll bet.
I threw 4 or 5 chunks out of it today that finally broke up enough that I could pull them out of the bottom of the sled. That thing was freaking loaded with crap. I haven't even put it. It's still like half emptied out because I didn't put everything back in. But
yeah,
those minnows are still alive too.
That's awesome.
I actually upgraded, so I put the fish tank down there now.
Oh, cool.
So they're in a 10-gallon fish tank now inside the cooler. Yeah, I have pet minnows, Jesse. They all have names.
I don't have pet minnows. I actually have tropical fish, but
so well, then you'll appreciate this. So I decided to save money this year. What I used to do every year, stupid. I don't know why I didn't think of this before. So when I was done, get rid of them. Did I lose you guys?
Hang on. Yeah, I think it's on my end.
Gotcha. So basically, I used to just dump whatever I had left from minnows on Sunday. I just dumped down the hole. I was like, at least I'll get to live, and at the very least, I'll be feeding the fish.
Yep.
And I talked to a buddy at work that has fish and stuff like that too, and he told me about like the sponge filters.
Yeah. Yep.
And I was like, oh, and you just hook these up to an aerator? And he's like, yeah, because I have the aerator. The aerator I have is literally a fish tank aerator.
Yeah.
It's what I use when I'm not fishing. I put it on that to get.
Yeah, those sponge filters are cheap as fuck too. I mean,
yeah, I bought a 2-pack for like, I think it's 3 in a box, and I bought 2 boxes, and I think it was like $12.
Yeah, they're not expensive at all.
So I put those in. I have literally a 10-gallon fish tank inside of a cooler because I don't bring them in the house. I keep them in the mudroom where it's like shielded from the wind, but the temperature's still low to keep them so they don't get shocked. Because if you bring them in, that's the biggest mistake I think guys do when they're ice fishing is they bring their minnows in their house and then they get them back up to the warm temperature, and then they go throw them in a 28-degree water lake, and then it just shocks them and they die.
Yep. Right.
So I keep them out. I've even started feeding them, dude. I'm feeding them goldfish food.
They'll eat anything. I mean,
it works. So I'm like, but yeah, dude. So.
Honestly, I wish the state would change its rules where we were allowed to keep like native fish, because I would love to own a bass.
It'd be kind of cool.
Like I watched this guy on Facebook. He owns Gus the bass, and he's like been growing this freaking bass for like, I don't know, the past couple of years. And this fish, he started as like this little fingerling, and now this fish is like 4-pounder.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Yeah, dude, it's crazy. Like, and that's what's funny is like, so I have probably, I don't know, 7 or 8 mediums left, and like probably 12.5 large shiners, and then a bunch of little rosy reds is all running around in this fucking fish tank in my mudroom, running on I actually just changed the water today because it got real bad. Like it was starting to get real cloudy.
You start to feed them, then they start doing other stuff. It makes a mess.
Yeah, so I had to. What I'm going to start doing though is I'm going to start.
Yeah.
I actually saved, so I bought over the last like. What's that?
So non-resident fishing license for Maine is $83.
Oh,
wow!
I don't think I'm going to be fishing the freaking Maine portions of those.
How much is a 3-day or a 2-day or whatever for the just one tournament?
1 day is 18.
Fuck, that's still a lot.
That might actually be better to freaking
just do it. How many tournaments are in Maine? 2 or 3?
I think it's like 2 or 3. It ain't that much.
What lakes in Maine?
Hang on 1 second. I will.
That's actually a bucket list state for me to go fish.
Are they doing the river? If they're doing the river, I got a connection. I'll go up with you.
All right, we got Panther Crescent, Messalonsky, Arrowhead.
Arrowheads, yeah.
And those are the 3.
Yeah.
They're weird up there too. Like there's certain lakes that they get real pissed about smallmouth. They have like kill orders on smallmouth.
Yeah.
Oh, they hate smallmouth up there. They absolutely hate smallmouth in Maine. They hate largemouth.
Yeah. Well, it's because the places that the smallmouth are the trout lake.
Yeah, exactly. And they all love their trout and salmon. And
Yeah. Yeah, and
man,
smallmouth will state a salmon population if it's only salmon, if the baby salmon.
You know what? I'm not even going to get a main license. I'm not even going to get a main license because May 2nd is Arrowhead, and I'm not going to be here. That's when the 10 is. I'm going to be in Alabama.
Gotcha.
And then the other one is June 27th, which I'm pretty sure I won't be here because I'll be up in Wyoming visiting my kiddo. And then
27.
The last
that
one
would be
is on July 25th, and that's the Panther Crescent. So it's like not even worth buying a full year.
Buy the 1 day or a 3 day for that one tournament.
Yeah. I've wanted to go do like, because Maine has a lot of places that you can do like the primitive camp stuff where you can just go park your truck and camp and fish and hang out, and I guess Moosehead's like that.
Parts of it
that you can just go camp, just set up and fish.
I did that when I was a kid. We did it and we canoed like for 4 or 5 days, and you just go and there's these areas you just pull over in the canoe and camp, and then you jump back in, go down the river out to the next lake, and we did that for 5 days.
Dude, that would be fun. That's the kind of stuff I would do. Like if I ever like won a Powerball or like had unlimited funds, that's the kind of shit I would do.
Yeah, that was a blast, dude. I had so much fun. I broke 3 ribs too, but I had a lot of fun.
Bro, would you get in a fight with a bear or a moose or something?
No, a canoe.
A canoe? You broke a rib on a canoe? How'd you do that?
We were having water fight.
Oh, okay.
We were hiding behind a big log, and we came out, and the other canoe just started going as fast as they could, and it caught me right in the rib and rolled our canoe. And we had all our camping gear, and it was a mess. I could barely get myself out of the water because I couldn't breathe. And it was ugly.
I thought about doing a camp out at Chit Res too, like go out, like just throw like a small tent.
That would be fun up there for the weekend. That would be a blast.
I mean, you should come up. We should do one.
I'd go up there to that little island up there.
That's what I want to do, dude. Is there's a couple islands. There's a couple of other places on the back side.
Yeah, that's where I would go. I'd go back to that island or that back shoreline, that big rocky shoreline.
There's some spots back there that you could it's right on shore. You just pull your kayak right up on shore, because it'd be fun to be able to just go out, set the site up first, go fish all day. Like you could fish for a few hours, go back to shore, hang out, eat some food, relax, go back out. You want to fish at night, you fish at night. It's up there. I'd be bringing armaments because fucking bears, but I would. Oh, there's been stories up there. I've heard of.
Run out of. Well, I'd go on the island. You wouldn't have to worry about it.
The island, you'd be fine. Yeah. Yeah, I've heard stories about guys having run-ins with bears out there in their tents and stuff. Yeah. Which, nothing a 9mm hollow point shot in the ground in front of it won't prevent. But I wouldn't try to kill a bear with a 9mm. There's no fucking way. It's not going to do anything but piss it off. But the noise alone, it should be enough to deter it to make it want to go away. But they do it a lot at Waterbury too.
Do they?
So there's primitive sites at Waterbury. So what's cool is that Waterbury Res, you can go, you have to pay for them, but it's like a cheaper rate.
Yeah.
But they have like outhouses, and then they just have sites out in the middle.
Yeah.
So you have to get to the sites by boat.
Yeah.
But then you don't have like your typical like quiet hour rules and all that shit. You just go set up and
they got that out on Woods Island up here in St. Albans. You can do that. I can't remember. It's kind of weird. The island's big enough to have like 20 of those, but I think there's like 5 or 6 total official.
I'm not gonna lie. I even thought about like getting a small fucking 4-man tent and just putting it on the front of my bass boat and just anchor down on my bass boat.
And then
that's not a bad idea.
Knights Island has lean-tos and everything on that one.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Just like Burton.
Yep. So I know we did it as a kid. We did it one time by the bridge on the McCune Slang or whatever the hell it is. That ramp that's across from so the bridge is here, and then that's back towards the Vermont side. There's a ramp in that corner. Where the roadway is.
The Crown Point Bridge?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we used to, when I was a kid, Dad had a cuddy cabin crestliner. Yeah. And one year we tied off to a tree right there by the ramp, and then we slept there.
Yeah,
which was kind of fun, but because I kind of like the idea of like, I think it would be kind of cool to just spend a whole night on the lake.
It's fun. I've never like camped there, but we fished in the LCI. I've been on the water the whole tournament before.
Right. Yeah.
We take turns sleeping up in the bow while we're trolling or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. I know a lot of guys for ice tournaments.
Yep.
My brother used to go out and sleep the night before. He would go drill all of his holes, set everything up, and then like not have any bait on and just basically have the tip ups and everything and ready to go. And then because technically what's weird about ice fishing is there's no lines in. It's just you can't report fish until a certain time. So you could technically start fishing that day, like at midnight, because it's whatever the day of the tournament is, you can start fishing at midnight. So a lot of guys will go out the night before, set up the shanty, sleep in the shanty, and then just get up at midnight and set tip ups up.
Yeah.
And just start fishing right from there. But a lot of those ice fishing tournaments are happening this year.
Yeah.
Great Benson got canceled.
Yeah.
Which is crazy because that one was the only one I was thinking about doing because they did it as online.
Yeah, I was going to say, didn't it? Last year they switched that one to online.
They switched it to an online tournament, and everybody, a lot of the old timers, like, it's just not the same. And I'm like, sorry that you can't nail a pike to a piece of plywood.
Right.
Like, I just never understood that. That drives me nuts when I would drive by at those old fucking bombazine tournaments and you see a pile of fucking rotten fish that no one's going to eat or do anything with.
Right. They're freeze dried before you get to them.
I am doing that soon, though. I am going to do a catch and cook when Janelle's down or up, I guess. If it all works out and she comes up, I think we're going to do a catch and cook with perch.
Yeah.
We're going to go to
look. You could try the little one by me for some perch.
Oh, we could do that, couldn't we?
Yep. I mean, Carmine has good perch too, but because they did that chemical and stuff, people are saying they're questioning it. But the little one by me we could do for perch.
Dude, that's not a bad idea, actually, because we're going to be up there for 2 days.
Yep.
We could fish Carmine first early.
Yep.
And then kind of fish the morning and then pack up, run over there. Because over there, I wouldn't set up a shanty or nothing. I would just run around Jake because you could, that main front part.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's loaded with perch.
That shoreline where you do your tournament on.
Yeah, I'm sure it's loaded with perch.
Yep. Sure is.
And then you just go around.
You can walk all the way to the point there. Right there was where I saw them right in the fall. That's where the bigger schools were.
Yeah, and that's just running around with a waxy and a jig.
Yeah.
And just jig up a bunch of perch, catch them, and then bring them home and cook them up. Because we're going, like I said, if that all works out, it's a crazy week because it's going to be Saturday, Sunday fish, Monday off, Tuesday, Wednesday camp out at Carmi, Thursday, Friday we're camping at Eden.
Yeah.
And then Saturday's Bobby's 300 show down in Massachusetts for the podcast.
Yeah.
So, and then I was supposed to go to Ohio the following weekend, but I'm not doing that anymore because of work schedules.
Massachusetts.
I probably am, dude. Depending on, I may not be able to come down till Saturday.
Yeah, whatever.
Or Friday night.
You don't even have to hang out at the booth if you don't want.
I mean, I would
for a little while.
I would hang out at the booth. I mean,
I'll
be honest, dude. It's funny. It's that show. There's some cool vendors, but it's not a show I end up spending a lot of money at because it's heavy swim bait.
Right.
And there is a lot of cool swim baits, and I do want to try to get. I should have got them last year as I was looking at the silicone ones.
Yeah.
That dude that has like the perch with the silicones and all that.
Oh my god, why am I drawing a blank? I have a bunch of his, dude. He's good shit.
They look like solid, and the price was really reasonable.
I'm drawing a blank on his name. My god.
They're like literally the size of like a mag draft, Jesse.
Well, and they even have. He has some that are like I should go get them. Like they have little ones, and then he goes all the way up to like 8 or 10s, and they're like 100% silicone. He hand paints them, hand lays them. I mean, puts his time in.
They look
every one of them is tested. Like his designs are all tested multiple times to get them right. He has some that he swears to God You can throw them anywhere you want, and they'll always land on the bottom standing.
That's like those Buca burritos.
Yeah, dude, it's like crazy.
I can't believe I'm drawing a blank on his name.
Question.
Yeah.
So when I go to re-register my boat,
yep,
I was running my previous registration because the first year that I got it, when I had my blue sky, I had it for a 2-year registration. Yeah. However, I got it warranted, last year. So I was running the black and red one, but I was still running the same registration. Do I have to get a completely different registration, or can I transfer that one over?
I would think you could transfer it because it's a replacement hull.
Yeah.
And that's what you got to do when you talk to them. Don't just tell them it's new. Tell them I got a replacement hull, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, it's got a whole different number and everything on the tail end.
Right. So that's why you definitely have to change it.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
You tell them it's a replacement hull. You didn't have to buy it. They replaced your old one. And so you should be able to just pay for your registration.
Yeah, because otherwise you would have to. If you tell them it's a new one, they'll charge you the tax and shit on it if you didn't pay it.
Mm-hmm.
And you get screwed on that too.
I go in there because I still got to, I'm going to go in there and register that, and I'm like,
you might need a warranty card or whatever, whatever you got sent. You might need that.
Yeah.
To prove that it was warranted.
That's why I didn't put a motor on my kayak, because I got it in a trade show where it was a New Hampshire company, so I didn't pay sales tax when I bought it.
Yeah.
Yep.
So if I go to register, I've got to pay Vermont sales tax on it.
Right.
Which sucks.
Holy shit. My wife just sent me a link. Record-breaking 12-pound, nearly 3-foot-long burbot caught in Lake Winnipesaukee.
Oh, that's awesome.
That would be cool.
Look at the fucking size of this thing.
Look at that thing.
That is ridiculous.
That's a beast.
That is ridiculous. I haven't caught a burbot before. I haven't caught
I've
any
never
of those,
caught one
any of
either.
those species.
I knocked myself out. I caught one in the shanty. I was young, and I didn't know. I caught one out on open ice. Didn't know what it was. By the time I got my dad and his friend back to the hole, fish had gone back down the hole. So whatever. Then we're in the shanty, and I catch another one, and it freaked me out. And the guy I was with grabbed it and then fucking threw it at me, and I fucking ran out the shanty, and I whacked my head on the top of the door. And
they are kind of freaky looking. Like, I've seen them. That's the worst part, is like I've been in the water and I've seen them, and I'm like, what in the hell is that thing?
Yeah.
Because at first you're like, but yeah, no, I want to. That's one thing I definitely want to try to catch. But Janelle keeps trying to get me to go down to Jersey to do the snakehead thing, which sounds like fun too.
That would be.
I want to freaking fish some snakeheads. I tell you what, dude. I've watched those things. Oh my god.
You should talk to Janelle, because she's got a spot that apparently, like, there's a couple of rivers by her that they're loaded. They have a kill order on them too, like you're supposed to fucking kill them. But a lot of the anglers are like, no, these are fun to catch. Why would I kill it? At this point, it's like, it's like, they're here. What are you gonna? I mean,
they're already freaking. They're here, so you might as well just accept the fact and
just start sport fishing them.
Yeah, exactly. Start eating them.
Maryland had a fucking bounty on them.
Yeah, they did. That didn't freaking work.
No, it just that's a bunch of money the state had to spend on people bringing them in. But
when you tell people, hey, we'll pay you like $100 for each one of these fish that you catch,
dude, what was crazy
out there? It's like, oh, you owe me $10,000 because I spent a day pulling these things out of the river.
Dude, what was crazy though too is they were only taking the heads. So they were cutting the heads off, getting paid by the state, and then turning around and selling the meat to like Chinese food places and Asian food places, because apparently that's what snakehead were. They were bred to be a food farm fish.
Over in Asia, they're food farm fish. Like, so they're a delicacy, not really a delicacy, but they're more of a.
It's like what they literally
in Africa.
Yeah, so they literally were selling them then they were selling them by the pound to the Chinese food place. So they were making double money per fish.
That's awesome.
And the guys were making they actually had to start capping it, because guys were like quitting their jobs and like making like bang.
Wouldn't money. If you could go out and make like
wouldn't even hesitate.
$10,000, $15,000 a day on those things, hell yeah!
I'd make a couple hundred a day, I'd be fine,
dude. Exactly.
Oh hell yeah!
Exactly. Like I'd be all about it.
Give me 200 a day to go fishing every day. I'll live.
I'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I would fish every single day. You couldn't get off the water.
Oh, if I didn't have to work and I could fish every day, I would.
Yep.
There's no doubt. I would be doing more variety stuff. I wouldn't just be bass fishing. You know, I would be trout fishing and
you see Milliken. You see Milliken's he didn't qualify for the elites this year, so he just put out on his podcast where he's like, you know, I'm going to get back to what I used to do, which, you know, I used to go out and do a lot of multi-species fishing and content and stuff like that. So he's getting back into the trout and the various other species out there. So
I really need to start doing trout stuff a little bit. It's popular. It is fun. I mean, trout are fun to catch, especially rainbows. Rainbows are just cool looking. Like they're pretty fish. Like
when I go out to Wyoming in a little what is it? Freaking what are we at? 2 weeks now? Less than that? 2 weeks. Oh, a week. The kids they want to bring me out fishing out there, and I'm pretty sure there's like cutthroats and all sorts of
Wyoming has real rainbows.
Yeah.
People don't realize, a lot of people don't realize that the rainbows we have here and a lot of the lakes we have are not real rainbows. Those are stalker rainbows. Those are genetic hybrid.
Yeah, there are some real ones.
There is some natives. There is some good ones. Up northeast kingdom, stuff like that, like up by Jesse, there's definitely some streams and stuff up there that got real broken.
Oh yeah. I mean, they have every year they have the steelhead migration that goes on up in Orleans. Like you get people go down there and there's like tons of people that just hang out there and watch them, you know, migrate up the river.
Yeah, so I mean, there is some definite the cutthroats are cool looking. Cutthroats are they're beautiful fish.
Golden trout out there.
Yep.
That'd be cool.
I know. I'm like, let's give it a shot. See what happens.
You should.
I mean, because out there right now, it's like still in the, you know, at night it's still in like the 30s and 40s. During the day, they were in the 60s for a couple of weeks, and they just barely dropped down to the 50s, I think. But when we go out there, I think it's going to be back up in the 60s or close to it during the day.
Yeah, that's nice.
Because where they are, they're over in Ten Sleep, which is like a desert area, so to speak. So it's like Masonic Desert.
Yeah.
So their temperature, even though they're higher or further north than we are on the lateral line, they actually have better weather because of being in that area.
Because the desert prevents all the humidity issues and all that. So the temperature stays stable.
Yeah. And they don't have to worry about the freaking lake effects or anything coming in because they're past it.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. All right, boys, we are on an hour, 8:45. I'm going to be running the podcast for a little while for the foreseeable future at 7:30, unless these guys have some sort of conflict that they need to do a little later. But for a couple of reasons. One, because I'm home earlier and I'm likely to fall asleep if I have to try to stay up till 8:30 and then start the podcast. But also because there is like aggressively average anglers and a couple other guys that run their podcasts on Wednesday nights around 8:30. So I don't want you guys to have to choose between one or the other. So if we start early, you guys can get warmed up by us and then go hang out with the other guys after. So, but yeah, we're back. We're going to have some topics soon. I don't know what the topics will be. It may be a little bit of ad-libbing for a little bit here until more stuff opens up, or Jesse can get bored of me and Chris talking about how we caught fish on tip-ups.
We got the show.
So I'm gonna next week. I'm going to put out the information for KBF. There's definitely been some changes and stuff that's come up. So anybody that's fishing that who has any questions or anything, since I will be the official New England rep for the New England region, that's one of the biggest things that's come now is that there isn't just the challenge series for the states. You do the state, then the regional, and then the national challenge series, which runs incongruent with the national KBF.
Right.
Or KBF National. So yeah, I'll go more into detail about it next week. But yeah, there's definitely.
I'll be honest, dude. We should plan on definitely go over that. We can once you get that written down and everything and documented. Yep. We should get Chad on at some point to talk about KBF and stuff too.
Yeah. I can reach out to him and see what his schedule is like.
Chad's fun to have on a podcast because that dude has got so much knowledge.
Yeah, we could sit there and pick his brain for an hour, and he'll just
do that dude is like so like it's just like, hey, what do you know about this? And he'd be like, well, in 1972, this guy like that dude has got like the fucking Rolodex of fishing, and he just lives fishing. Like that's all he does. You know, that's his whole life.
Absolutely.
So he's a pretty good dude. I'm gonna try to get some guests on just for the fun of it, further into the year a little bit. But this is actually I mean, I could probably call him right now, but it's Mikey's been dealing with some stuff, so I don't know how much he's got going on. I don't know if you know, he had like a blood clot in his arm.
Yeah, he had said, I didn't know specifically. I just knew like from a couple of his, his casts that he was.
Yeah, he couldn't fish.
Yeah.
He couldn't fish.
Yep.
He actually his right arm had a blood clot. He ended up hospitalized for a while. He was ICU for a little bit. He's been getting back out. He actually has got that new, which is if I don't end up getting your trolling motor, the other one I was looking at is the new power pole one.
Yep.
Because it's got reverse, which is kind of slick.
You talking about the power pole move? Yeah, $5,000.
Yeah, it's expensive.
I can tell you, I've seen that thing in person, and that is slick. So Austin, cool. he runs that primarily. He runs that on his XTR 130. He gets almost 6.5.
Yeah.
On a fully loaded XTR 130.
On the bow,
and he's getting 6.5 on that thing. That's how powerful that freaking motor is.
Yeah, those power pole. I mean, let's be honest, it's power pole. It took them a while to get in the game, but they make good shit.
Like, wow, not bad.
They make good shit. They always have. Like their stuff has always been solid. So they came out with that. But they came out with the boat one with reverse and all that because they banned the fucking brakes. So they're like, well, fuck you. We'll just put brakes on the front one. So, because Mikey's got his rig. He's got his rigged up with the reverse. He's got the reverse hooked to the power pole buttons.
Oh, switch, yeah.
So he could step on the reverse switch.
Yeah.
That's slick, dude. That's pretty cool. I'm not spending $5,000 on trolling motor unless I buy a used one, but I can't justify spending half as much as what I paid for the boat for the fucking trolling motor. I just can't.
Right.
Yeah, but you know what? You would be absolutely able to spot lock it freaking on St. Lawrence on a really
dude, you know what the biggest thing about that reverse is not running into docks. People, that's underrated, dude. You get, and Chris can attest to this. Sometimes you get going and you start fighting a fish close to shore, and then the next thing you know, you're like, oh shit, there's a shoreline coming up, and it's hard because they don't turn around quick. You can't back out of a spot when you get into a weird spot. So having that reverse to just be able to go boom and jolt yourself backwards or slow your momentum and then be able to navigate out would be nice, because
or be able to drop a freaking anchor real fast.
So, but yeah, guys, we're gonna end it right here. We will be back next week. We may or may not have a topic. We will decide that when the time comes. Other than, a little bit of KBF update probably from Jesse. But if you guys do want a topic, I've been saying it, I'm going to take away the giveaway. You guys lost your opportunity. But if you want some topics, put it down in the comments. Let us know what you want. If you want us to talk about how much Jesse hates ice fishing and talk about.
I don't hate ice fishing. I'm not comfortable. I'll admit it. I'm not comfortable being out on the ice. I'm not,
dude. You would have had. I actually puckered when I wasn't with Chris, the day before with Chris. The top layer was froze, but it was like it had melted.
Was that the picture you sent me when you were measuring?
Yeah, actually. So I drilled down to put my anchors in for my shanty, and it went like it was like spreading because it was the layer between the actual ice and that top layer that froze. But I'm like, I'm drilling with a drill, putting these ice anchors in to lock my shanty in, and I just heard crack, 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 and I could hear it and see it spreading, and I was like, I'm going swimming. This isn't good. And then I realized, and then it just broke and popped out. And then I was like, oh, this is the top layer. Okay. But yeah, I'm not going to lie. When you hear, there is some sound that the ice makes that if you're not seasoned and understand what the sound of making ice is, sometimes you're like, whoa, what was that? Why does it sound like it's cracking? It's actually building ice, but it's freaky for sure. So. But yeah, guys, I want to thank all the regulars that come hang out with us. You got Grimy, we got Michael Bradley in here. My wife is always heckling and talking to all the people in the crowd here. But we'll be back next week with either randomness or topic, whatever comes first. It's kind of why we called it the spawn, because we never know what the hell is going to spawn out of the conversation at this point. Brody's in here too, actually. This kid has been making me jealous like crazy. Brody catches fish. He's constantly sending me pictures of fish that he catches.
Nice.
Like young kid just out there fishing every single day he possibly can. So
that's awesome.
I love seeing that shit. So
maybe he'll be interested in KBF and
he will. He'll be, dude. He already, dude. He's won 3-4 of the slot series tournaments.
That's cool.
Like
I wouldn't mind having some competition.
Murdered grown adult tournament anglers, like me included. He's beaten me more often than not.
Nice.
In the standings. So solid competitor. So I'm actually trying to get down there. I'm gonna try to, once I get the boat registered, I kind of want to go down and meet up with him at one point and do a video and take him out, but he doesn't know that yet. But yeah, hey, by the way, Brody, that's probably gonna be a plan at some point. So, but yeah, guys, we were gonna end it right here. We will be back next week on Wednesday around 7:30, unless these guys decide they want to go later or earlier. But we will we'll be back with more random conversations, I guess. So we're gonna end it right here.